Ooh. Morning. Okay. Yes, good morning everyone. Thanks for coming down a little bit earlier. Oh yeah, it is bloody freezing. I need to get a I'm probably gonna try and get some like heater or something that can just be on overnight, or because this heater takes like 20 minutes to just warm up, so I'm gonna let it warm up and then I'm gonna switch it off anyway.
It's gonna get colder in it the next few months as well.
Oh, I'm not even trying to think about it. Okay, anyway, we're gonna do some analysis here in a second of GJ. So we can see that pre-London so far seems to be bullish, breaking above that resistance that we created from the Asian session. Looks like the 7 a.m. 30-minute candle came up to 138.800 and then retraced below this resistance. Right, so okay, I'm gonna come back to that. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to join, and then we are gonna get started. So we'll start from the weekly perspective, because then we're gonna be able to clear everything here. In fact, let's clear everything on all charts. Get ready for a fresh day of trading. Yes, morning. Okay, nice to see a few people joining now. Okay. Right then, let's make a start. So morning everyone, welcome to a new week. Let's hope to have a good week this week. Obviously, things like Brexit is still very much on the table. I was reading a lot over the weekend, just about how it's really going to work. So actually, from our end of Brexit, it's a lot easier than what has to happen with the European Union. So when it comes to the European Union, they've got a lot of internal voting to do, a lot more than say we have to do. We just have to get it passed through Parliament. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is that it is actually the last day of the month today. Although it's the start of a new week, it is the last day of the month. So typically Typically, there may be less volume. I say may. We can never 100% say for sure, but there may be less volume. So that's something just to also keep in mind. But let's start off here with GDP JPY. So what we can see from the weekly time frame is just the fact that this weekly candle, the previous weekly candle, it closed above this support at 138.430. It created also a support above 137 700 800, this area here, right? So price has created a support on the weekly time frame. So basically, based on the weekly, as long as we stay above this area, price should continue up to fill the wick at 139.840, or even then further on to 140, right? Looking on the daily time frame, we spoke about the fact that the daily candles had a resistance created, right, down over here. So we had a resistance created, price broke up. It may retrace back down to 138, but based on the 4-hour time frame, we do have this area to the left here too. So we're gonna look at that. Looking at the 4-hour, it does seem like, because before the weekend we set up above this zone, tapping into it a couple of times. So now we've seen with the new daily candle, we've just pushed straight bullish to start with. So for the 4-hour to continue moving down, it needs to respect 138.950 for price to continue down, right? Because this was the previous low that was created. So if we can retrace, form resistance based on the trend, we can continue moving down. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, looking at the 1-hour, it does seem like the 1-hour candle is now trying to close above this minor resistance that we had created from London Open based on the 1-hour time frame. We also, if we remove this, so this is the support that we were saying needs to be respected based on the 4-hour time frame, but we also have a support formed right over here since the Asian session last night. We can even kind of neaten this up a bit and bring this up now, because we can. Okay, let's bring it up like that. So we're saying here that if price can stay above 138.770, then we do have clean candles coming up to 139. Let's just say, to round off. Looking at the 30-minute time frame. Looking at the 30-minute, however, we are approaching a resistance at 138.800, and then we do have clean traffic after that coming up to 139, right? But I'll be very cautious of this minor area here too, to the left. Something that I'm going to be, because this is where these wicks are too, so I'll be cautious around 138. Ooh, 138.970. So if we look on the 15-minute time frame now, if this candle does break the high, it can continue moving up, but we only have like 6 pips to that kind of area where we can have some issues. If it does continue up to 139, then that's going to be something that could happen. But I probably want to see some support formed, or even this 15-minute candle close bullish, and not so much take a buy over at the high point, because then we're kind of expecting this 30-minute to maybe fill the wick and then continue moving up. So I think if this 15-minute candle closes bullish, we're creating a support, preparing for maybe the last push before London Open, but we'll wait and see anyway. So just looking now, if this 15-minute candle fails to close bullish, right, then we could see some form of correction, but if it does close bullish, then there's a higher probability that we can continue moving up. So yeah, looking on the 30-minute, like I say, we have some issues around 138.970, and then from there we would kind of expect price to hopefully continue pushing up to 139. So if we break above 139, let's say we miss this push over here up to 139, then we do have some further clean candles. If we can create some support coming up to around yeah, another 10 pips away, 130, 139, 120. And then we have another range up over here, right? Up around 139, 290, 139, 300. So a couple of things to keep in mind. Probably going to remove this for a minute because, you know, this is a very small range. But we would kind of maybe hopefully anticipate the volume to continue pushing us up. So yes. So I think if this 15-minute candle closes something like a strong bullish, I think there's a higher probability that this 30-minute candle can also continue moving up. If we look at the 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour's got like 15 minutes. It's kind of at this wick area. 4 hour. Yeah, because it would seem as if this resistance kind of reacted to this previous area, but now, you know, price is trying to create some further support, but looks like it's maybe going to run without an entry there. That's fine. I have to wait for the candle to close. Exercising the discipline. You know, as the next candle's coming down, you know, entries can be taken based off that point too. So yeah, just going to wait for this candle to close. If this candle closes bullish, I think there's a much higher probability we should continue up to 139. So as you can see, 15-minute candle is coming to a close. It's closing like a strong bullish candle, right? Current stop loss would be around 10 pips, so it's something that can work. I'm just thinking if this candle can come down a little bit, give an opportunity to maybe take an entry. So as this candle's coming down, okay, so I executed buys on that little bottom wick of this candle. Gonna keep the stop below the current 15-minute, and then I'm expecting, you know, kind of maybe a little push before London Open, but essentially with London Open we should continue price bullish to 139.020 is kind of what I'm expecting. Impulse entry on the 15 or wait. So what I'm looking at is the fact that the 15-minute candle is, you know, created a support, is closed above this minor resistance, so price should continue moving bullish at this point, right? So that's something that I'm looking at. If you look on the 30-minute time frame, now that we're coming up to break the high, I've seen this happen many a times, and price should continue moving up. But, you know, we're just going to manage the trade at that point. I'm willing to give these buys a chance, something I've seen happen a lot of the times. But yes, see if we can get that last push in the 12 minutes. But yeah, this is not so much an impulse entry, because the impulse entry would have been the break of the high up over here. But, you know, what we're anticipating is the fact that, okay, we had a resistance. Let's do this actually. So we had a resistance at 138.800. 30-minute candle at 7 a.m. came up, tapped into 138.876, fell to break above this area, right? So that's the first thing. Then we go to the 15-minute time frame, and we can see now that the first 15-minute candle from the current 30-minute closed bullish, creating a support at resistance and closed above this minor resistance too, right? So it does give way or pave way for the current 30-minute candle to also continue moving up. Maybe, coming up to 138.970, and then see if we can get up to 139. But, there could be a little pullback, because obviously we're coming into 10 minutes before open. But I think with open, we should see some nice push. So, yeah, going to give these buys a chance here on Monday morning. But I think it should be good. If I was awake, maybe would have looked for buys above this minor area, when we had this clean traffic to the left coming up, but missed that move. So I may want to do some form of retest and then continue moving bullish. But the overall 30-minute, as long as it closes above this area, then I think the buys are still valid. So what I want for this trade to still be, for my buys to still be valid, is for price to close above 138.800, let's say. And then at worst way, the 15-minute time frame, can create some support for us. But I mean, we've got to let this candle do its thing. It could be coming down to create some top wick and then continue moving up. So just gonna let it do its thing right now. But I tell you what, it is bloody freezing in here. I'll tell you that now. So yeah, hopefully we should get a nice push in the last 9 minutes of the candle. Okay, so I wait with that. Let's check out, we got any news here today. Any news, early hours of the morning. No, not really. So everybody prefer starting the stream a bit earlier?
Yeah, suits me.
Cool, perfect. Yeah, to be honest, it suits me too. It just, I wanted to start the stream a bit later beforehand because, the thought process was, wait for London Open and then, we get a volume. But then I started to find, obviously more and more with the experience being gained, that a lot of these moves can happen, pre-London, or you can get an entry kind of before pre-London. So yeah, I think it's nice to start at the time now. So this is going to be the time for the long term now. So yeah, it's going to be nice. I'm coming into the last 7 minutes. I think an area where we may hit 138.970 is probably going to be a good target there. So even if this 15-minute candle closes like a weak bullish candle, you know, we can just manage the trade at that point. Six minutes left, coming up to London Open. Hopefully we'll see like a nice push with Open. Okay, so at least we're coming into the last 5 minutes now. Place where we can manage the trade. Lagarde later today, 2 hours from now, methinks. Okay. Yeah, I think there's probably some new. Oh yeah, ACB. Yeah, that's at 10 a.m. That's at 10 a.m. So that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, we're gonna do some analysis on gold in a minute. Just waiting for GJ to. Yeah, we just want to kind of focus on what's happening around market open, really. Yeah, as long as the 15-minute candle closes bullish, then I'm happy to, you know, keep the trade valid at that point. In the 5-minute time frame. The candles are closing weak, but
might get a last 5-minute push.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. I mean, if it does the whole move up to 139, obviously that would be perfect. But it'd be nice if we could have some. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could just run all the way up, to be honest. Maybe ignore this area to the left. A bit cautious. 138.970. But yeah, now it's broke this high in the last few minutes. I've seen this push happen many a times before London Open, and you know, a lot of the times it works out. Oh, there we go. Common GJ. Either way, now the candle's coming to a strong close. So even if I don't get to, you know, secure at 10 pips yet, you know, we could perfectly manage this trade now. Because if it's closing strong as is, you know, and the next candle comes down to break the low, then yeah, I'm not really going to like that. Come on, GJ. Let's go. Last 2-minute push. Let's see where it can go in 2 minutes. Because candle obviously needs to close. Not quite up 10 pips yet. Yeah, it was up about 6 with spread. So just going to try and see if it can squeeze up last minute or so. But the overall 30-minute candle now is closing very strong. So it does pave way for the next one to, you know, wick down and then continue moving up. So I like being in a position. Something that, you know, I like is to be or have a trade running in profit, because then I can manage the trade, right? Because this 15-minute low for London Open to continue bullish needs to be respected. So, you know, it could even be a point that if it breaks this low, you know, I can take a majority of the position off, because it makes no sense for London Open to break that low. But yeah, as long as the overall 30-minute low is respected, you know, price should continue moving up. Because now, you know, we're closing above resistance. We have clean candles. We have a little bit of area of rejection here, right? But yeah, we need to stay patient. Yeah, kind of up in this zone to the left, where we have some, you know, some issues there. But at least the trade is now pushing into profits. Should come to 139.03. Yeah, I think 139 in general is going to be a good target there. Yeah, so we're coming to last 20 seconds. As long as this candle closes bullish, you know, I highly doubt in the last 15 it's going to flip. But yeah, as long as this candle closes bullish, then, you know, we can manage the trade at that point. So yeah, candle's coming to a close. No need to reduce risk at this point. Trade is still completely valid. So yeah, now I'm hoping that we can see some form of push with, you know, London Open. Now that we got London Open. So yeah, just gonna hold the trade. If it breaks the low, if then this next candle comes down and breaks the low, the previous 15-minute candle, then I'm gonna close 50% of the position, which looks like it is all coming right down to do. Damn, London Open. Could be some form of liquidity grab there. Didn't quite break the low. Didn't break the low yet, so no need to reduce the risk yet. But if this is a liquidity grab, oh, then we're gonna see it. Oh, look at this. Yeah, that was a big liquidity grab. So we should continue bullish now. I'm hoping. Yeah. When you see the wick come all the way down in like the first minute and then it flips so like easily like that, and I'm always thinking, yeah, we're going to see some more upside. That's a liquidity grab right there, seen before your very eyes. Oh, GJ, there we go. Come on, GJ. So yeah, not secure positions yet. Moved a bit quick there. It moved way too fast. Ooh, it's retracing a bit now. It's coming. So yes, just gonna have to wait at this point. Because it hasn't quite broken the low. It came up, it moved bullish, but I mean, yeah, just gonna have to wait for it to do its thing. Yeah, it's moving a bit dangerous. It pushed up so fast, and then before I could even like look at the profit, it just came back down. So yeah.
I was literally up like 9 pips.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I think if it does break this low, I am gonna close 50% of the position, just because, you know, why would it come all the way up to, you know, this area and then retrace like that to break the low? Wouldn't really make sense. So definitely ready to manage risk at this point. I think it's going to be super important. Look at the 5 minute real quick. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. It's a big 5 minute candle right now. Yeah, it's a big 5 minute candle. So let's stay patient. Stay patient here. Yeah, because this is the thing. Like, candles can do that and then continue, right? Continue in that direction after doing some weird reversal, and everyone's like, oh, you know, it's going to reverse, but it can do that. It can do some weird things and then continue. So we just got to wait. You know, it hasn't broken the low yet, so I can only really do something when it breaks the low. Otherwise, you know, the buys are still valid. The buys are still valid. But yeah, I think that other 5 minute must have closed like a strong 5 minute candle. So yeah, not looking amazing so far, but we'll see. Okay, so now that we've broken the low of the previous 15 minute candle, I closed 50% of the position. And then, you know, this candle needs to respect the low of the previous 30 minute for price to continue moving up. So yes, close 50%. You know, price already came up X amount into profits, so makes sense to take some risk off this trade now. You know, if we get a further support formed in this area, though, you know, then we can anticipate a further move up. Oh, we've got a lot of people here today, which is good. 70 people nearly. So thanks, guys. Appreciate everyone coming down. Closed as well. In scenario, would you add another 50%? I think if we see like a 15-minute candle close bullish, you know, above this area, then, you know, you can anticipate then. But yeah, I think it's just playing around, and I'd much rather let a 50% position run to 139 and, you know, play the safer game, because it did break that low. The last thing we want is price to hit full stop loss. So see, now it's completely retracing. Like, it's just so hard to anticipate that. That is, you know, you can't really, yeah, you just can't anticipate those things. So yeah, gonna let the other 50% run, and then, you know, if it can move into profits, then still gonna have a winning day here. It may not be by much, but it's gonna be still a win. But yeah, it looks like it broke that low, did like a liquidity grab here to continue up. Very difficult to anticipate. Could possibly create support on 30-minute for push. Yeah, it looks like just a simple break and retest, but to be honest with you, once it broke the low on the 15-minute, I had to reduce some risk at that point, because when that happens, it's just 50-50 whether it's gonna continue down and hit stop loss or it's gonna continue up. So you have to be cautious. My runner got stopped out since Asian, done for the day. Nice. Well, obviously not nice that your runner got stopped out, but that's okay. It's quite alright, my friend. So yeah, I was up around 9 pips before when price came up with spread, and then obviously it just did that miraculous reverse, which couldn't really be anticipated. Couldn't really be anticipated. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to bring stops below the current 2 wicks. Okay, so now at this point, managing the trade, really going to reduce the risk. Keeping the stop loss below these 2 candles now, because, price should just continue moving bullish and has no business breaking its own low. Because if it breaks its own low, then the buyers are just going to struggle. You had the zone there, no need to take risk off above it. Yeah, but it's not about, the zone. It's just about the fact that, when a candle's above a zone, price can do a fake out. And we don't know if price is going to do a fake out. The only way we know price may not do a fake out is if it respects the candles that are closing above this area. This candle did not respect this low of this previous 15. For a London Open situation, if it's going to be a bullish London Open, then we're expecting the low to get respected and the high to get broken. But it broke the low and the high, right? So yeah, definitely going to be more cautious to close positions. Yeah, looking at the 1 hour time frame, also got clean traffic coming up. Suppose we're at this 4 hour area too. I think that's why maybe we're having some issues. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking to secure positions in a sec soon as prices coming. Oh, look at that again. Literally a pip away again. That's all right. So yeah, I think as long as the 15-minute candle in the 2 minutes closes bullish as is, it does pave way for the next 15-minute candle to also continue moving up to 139. I think it's going to be good. 139 is a good target. Yeah. See, we could have had a full position running there, but yeah, just had to reduce that risk. So I think at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring stops to break even, and secure, the fact that we don't want to take like secondary loss at, the other 50%, as this candle's, closing strong in a minute's time. The next one should also continue bullish. So yeah, just going to bring stops to break even at this point.
I just secured some as it hit 950.
Yeah, nice.
Left a bit of a runner.
Yeah, nice. I think I'm just going to try and leave the position, see if it can run to 139. Because I think that's going to be good. It looks like I can do that. We just need this next 15 minute to break this high and then continue up. Because now that the London Open candle, has broken the low and broken the high, but it's closing bullish, then now it's given direction. So now I can feel more confident that the next candle should also continue in that direction. But if this was any of, if we think about, if this was any day, you always have to be looking how can you reduce the risk. For people who probably try to hold full position, that's perfect. Like, right now you will be nicely secure in profits. But at the same time, you have to think, how many times out of 10 will it break that low and then continue in your direction? That's one of the reasons, why I reduced the risk, because of that pure factor. Okay, so the 15-minute candle's coming to a close now in 5 seconds. So I think the next one should create a little bit of a bottom wick and then continue moving up. As we're coming into the last 15 minutes of the 30-minute, last 15 minutes. Oh no, it's the first 15. No, it's not the last 15 minutes of the 1 hour. Ignore that. But it is the last 15 minutes of the 30 minutes. So yeah, I think it's going to continue up at this point. Once it breaks the high of the previous candle, the overall 30-minute should continue to push at that point. And then I'm going to secure some positions. And then, maybe even, we can wait for some. Once price is 139, it may retrace, create some support, and then give us, an opportunity for price to come up and retest this high. There we go. So it's broken the high now. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to close. Yeah, probably just close everything at this point, I think. As I say that, it's breaking up. Oh, nice GJ. There we go. Oh, yeah, let's see if we can get to 139 at least. There we go. Secured positions. Closed out everything now. The remainder of the position, I closed the other 50%. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, ended up having a profit of around 150. So not bad for a Monday. It's not the fact that the trade didn't play out, or anything like that. It's just we spoke about the fact that we needed to reduce the risk. So yeah, perfect trade there in the end. The idea was correct. Had it not broken that low, you know, I'd be securing 10 pips. I'd be securing positions, full position, but just didn't happen like that. Didn't happen like that, you know, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so yeah, I'm out of this trade at this point now. Yeah. So we're going to break down some other pairs in a minute. But now that I've taken my trade, just going to let GJ do its thing for a little bit here. I'm going to go make a drink in a second. But yeah, TP was hit up over there around 139. Let's look on the 30-minute now. I think overall, like if we were looking for sells, I'd be looking for sells back below 138.800. Because if we struck this left, this was a previous area. And obviously, we're at that 4-hour zone now. Remember, keep this in mind. We're at this 4-hour zone now that we spoke about. You know, if price rejects here, then it can continue pushing further down, etc. So we are at the level here where we need to be cautious. So, yeah, I'm going to wait. You know, price making higher right now. It can retrace. If we see support forming here again, you know, we can look to buy it back up. But yeah, anyone who buys since 7 a.m., 6 a.m., man, it was just straight bullish. It was just straight bullish.
I was actually looking at possibly getting in. What time was it? It was at 7, just as you know, the 30-minute close, like above the that support area.
Yeah.
But I had no top wick, so I was like, nah.
Yeah, I think the entry was good. I don't think it was anything wrong with the entry point. You know, it's just unfortunate that it broke the high and the low. I mean, if you think about it, it broke the high. Right, it broke the high, continue moving, and then retrace all the way back down to break the low. Like, it made no sense to do that. So if you think from like a logical standpoint, when price breaks a high but then flips to break the low, like, you know, almost in the back of your mind you could be thinking, like, is it gonna reverse? Because it shouldn't. It should do the opposite. If it's gonna break the low and then break the high, I'd be like, okay, now we're gonna continue bullish, right? That's how we would think. So it's just one of those situations. But we're still in profit for the day, so there's no complaints. No complaints. So you had a win trade there to start the week there, Kelsey?
Yeah, I had a 0.5 one. I took about 11 quid, so...
Yeah, it's not bad. That's all right. Did you reduce risk also?
Yeah, I closed half there as well.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's just putting into practice. You know, you have to think that's just part of the, you know, reducing the risk. Because then the day that it's a losing trade, you're like, oh, I only came out with a £11 loss. You know, so now you're like, one win and we're back.
More than not, though, once it does break the low, the probabilities aren't in your favour much. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because we've been going bullish for so long, we didn't know when the pullback could be.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think this candle was the pullback, which is why when this candle closed bullish and closed above this zone, that's when I was thinking, you know, price should continue moving up now at this point. But yeah, literally, if it didn't break this low, I'd be securing like £600-700 right now. But that is just how the game goes, I'm afraid.
Blue on a Monday, can't complain.
No, second Monday in a row now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, 100%. And the day is not over. The day is not over. I'm not suggesting I would take a second trade, but you never know. We've caught some good moves before towards the end of the stream, you know, so.
I was actually going to say, you know, on that weekly review of your trades, you're looking at the time and you're like, the time's all wrong.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours forward.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. It's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, that was confusing because I was looking at the entry and I was like, It happened at 4, and I was like, oh no, how can it happen at 4? Because price is up at, yeah, it got on my nerves, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna focus on the time. I'm just gonna focus on the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought the time would make it easier for me to just look at the time and then see, when the trade was taken and what candle, and then I can work out the entry from there. Held one position since 138.700 and scaled in 2 positions at 138.800. Closed all at 138.986. Oh, nice, Rory. That's impressive. So 138 set. We had buys from down over here. That's nice. I think it will be a fake out and price will drop back below 138.600. Mondays mostly, in what I've seen, are meant for fake outs. Yeah, I mean, it depends also because, over the weekend, it's not necessarily true, but the media have kind of portrayed that because the EU are willing to compromise a little bit with the Brexit deal, that's positive. But if you actually really read into it, it's still like what they're asking for is still, it's a bit of an insult. Well, to the UK anyway, not to me. I don't really care. So yeah, nice moves for me coming around 10-11. Yeah, exactly. We've just caught the initial push, but price is trying to make a high. It could even do a fake out over here, and then we have. And if you think about it, if we have a fake out situation, we have such clean traffic now. But this area, if we look at this area, we had clean move, clean move, clean move, clean move coming up. So if we fake out, we have a complete clean move, corrective move back down to 138.600. So, we have to be willing to look at both sides. So yeah, anyway guys, I'm just going to go grab a drink there. I'll be back in a minute, and then we are going to break down some other pairs. But stick a W in the chat if you caught those buys. Obviously, maybe not everyone would have, reduced the risk, right? But, the anticipation was there. That's my plan. Remember, those of you maybe come on here to take the same entry, that's fine. No one's going to bash you for it. But at the same time, you have to understand that part of my plan and how I trade is reducing risk. So it's very, very important there. Looks like GJ's trying to do a little squeeze there. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go make a drink. But yeah. Right, bear with me, guys. I'll be back. Yo, back. Sorry about that. I had to make myself some little bit of breakfast. Okay. So yeah, looking at GJ. Looks like GJ is struggling to break above 139 right now. So we're just gonna neaten this zone up a little bit here. Something like this. Cool. Okay. So yeah, we've looked at GJ now. Looks like it's failing to break above. Let's look at gold. Look at gold from a daily perspective. So one thing that I was speaking about from the weekly outlook video for the private group is, the fact that gold closed back in this minor range. We very high probability we're going to fill this range. So we did fill the range. So right now, gold came down and it tapped into a support, I think overnight, down at, around 1770. So gold tapped into a support. If we can break this area, and then continue moving down, we do have this next zone to reach based off the daily time frame, right? Looking on the 4-hour time frame. So now if we just focus in on the most recent price action, which is we're at a support anyway, so we can see how the 4-hour candle is creating a support, right? But at the same time, we had a previous support here to the left hand side, so price may need to respect this area to continue moving up. So this is our previous zone. So also at the same time, we had a resistance created, right? We had a resistance created. So I think we don't need to think about this zone because that was previous information. What we do need to look at is the fact that, we create a resistance in that range. We ranged for a little bit and then we broke down, right? So I think for gold to continue down, we need to stay below 1788. But let's look at the 1-hour time frame. So it does seem like the 1-hour time frame actually closed above this support. So if gold is creating a support like on the 30-minute time frame, something like that, there's a much higher probability that actually we're going to come up and retest this resistance. Yeah, so gold is actually trying to create a support over here. So if this 30-minute candle closes bullish on gold, there is a much higher probability, that it's going to continue up to 1788, something that I've seen happen a lot of the time, right? But at the same time, we also have to think, how can we look for the opposite trade? So if gold does not respect that area as a support and it closes below, then there's a much higher probability we're going to continue down and retest the low at 1766. Okay, so that's pretty much the analysis there for gold. Look at that rejection on GBP JPY. Let's do Euro JPY here in a sec. Suppose GJ falls back below 138.815. Is it better to wait for a retest, create some resistance, and then take in short without form? Yeah, I think see, price made a high, so if it retraces to 138.800, creates support, then there's a high chance we're going to come up and retest the high. But if it comes to this area and then starts to drop below and closes below, then I think it's a little bit situational. But because of this minor support here that was created pre-London to push price further up, I think as long as it breaks this support, then there's a higher probability that we're going to continue down. So I would just I'm going to leave it like this, but then, keeping in mind that there's a minor support here too. Let's look at Euro JPY. Let's check out Euro JPY, looking on the daily time frame. So yeah, was always expecting this daily candle to move bullish on EJ because we did create a support on the daily right over here since before the weekend. Looking on the 4-hour. Yeah, 4-hour just went straight bullish from this area to the left-hand side, right? We have broken above this resistance. We had a resistance here on the 4-hour time frame, 124.500. We are now approaching another resistance on the 4-hour time frame. Looks like it's trying to close above. Looking at the 1 hour. Yes, we have a zone here to the left hand side. Looks like the 1 hour time frame is trying to close above. If it does, we do have further clean candles to retest that high that was created. So if we also focus in on the most recent price action, we created a support over here pre-London to continue price further bullish, right? So if we stretch that left, we have this resistance area here on EJ. Looks like I had a fake out around I think that was what may have even been market open. Did a little bit of a fake out there and then continue moving up. So the 30-minute time frame, if we focus on where we are now based on the 30-minute, this is the 1 hour area, but essentially we do have a resistance here. So as long as the 30-minute closes above 124.750, it should continue moving bullish to 124.950, right? So we're gonna look at that. So as long as price stays above this area, can create some support, maybe like on the 15-minute time frame, it should continue bullish. So we're gonna be looking at that. Since it's trading bullish. Would you wait to create resistance before taking short or right after candle close below it? I mean, like I say, it's very situational because it could be like an impulsive sell, because we could come to support. It could be that we retrace, create a weak bullish candle and then break the low. So it could be an impulse entry. It could be that price breaks below, we wait for the resistance. So I think when we get nearer the time, I can be a little bit more accurate on, what I'm willing to look for. Because we don't know yet. We're not at this area. We don't know how we printed. But what I can tell you is that, just off the top of my head, that more than likely I'd look for a sell based on, like a minor resistance. Because price is in an uptrend. Right, I'm just going to eat my crumpet real quick. And then I'll speak to you guys in a sec. Sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, if we look at GJ now, it does seem like it's rejecting this area. But we need to wait to see how the 30-minute candle closes. Oh, looks like gold could not sustain its support. I think if gold closes below in this 1 minute 50 seconds, then there's a much higher chance for gold to continue back down to around 1770. I think that's going to be a good idea. Can you please check EU? I don't trade EU. If you want to send a chart, T Bobo, then yeah, sure, I'll check it out for you. But I don't do. Yeah. Yeah, looking on the 1 hour time frame, looks like the 1 hour is trying to do like some form of fake out over here. So I think gold looks good to continue moving bearish. GCAD is dumping right now. GCAD. Start off here with a 4 hour time frame. So it looks like it gapped up below this support. You know, the price broke down before the weekend, so maybe there's a chance we're going to see these lows retested. Looking on the 1 hour, looks like the 1 hour time frame reacted to this support to the left hand side over here. Let's have an area to the left hand side right now. Looking on the 30-minute, yeah. I think GCAD, once it breaks this support, can continue down to correct this gap up and then retest these lows that were created. It's even broke this amount of support here within the zone. Oh, looks like EJ is trying to continue bullish over here. Yeah, look at that 15-minute candle. Closed very weak. Once this current candle breaks the high, EJ should continue moving bullish. Yeah. Yeah, EJ is going to continue bullish. GJ 30-minute candle closed bullish, but again, second candle that's rejected the 139 level. So I suppose if you think about it, we have we've got an hour left to see if the 4 hour candle closes below this area, above this area. So we are definitely approaching. Yeah, definitely very important what happens coming up here soon. So yeah, I think gold should continue down. GJ. Even the FTSE moved bullish this morning. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Looking at the 4 hour, looks like it's it's kind of ranging a little bit here. It's in a big range, but essentially it's still in an uptrend based on the overall structure. Look at the 1 hour. One hour time frame has a resistance, created support down over here. When was that? That was around 7 a.m. So yeah, similar push to GJ around 7 a.m. So it does have clean traffic, so it should continue up. Looking on 30-minute. Yeah, it had some issues in this area here, but it still managed to break above, close above, and just continue. So yeah, there's really nothing stopping it. Yeah, so FTSE should continue bullish. EJ, like I say, should continue bullish. It may just create some form of top wick. GCAD should continue bearish. So these sells, it's actually a bigger range than I thought there. Yeah, GCAD should continue down. We'll look at US30 in a sec. Gold should also continue moving bearish. Yeah, look how strong that 15-minute candle close. Yeah, gold should continue to drop. Retest these lows. Okay, let's look at US30 then. Looking at the Dow daily time frame. Looks like it's broken the low of the previous daily candle. Has clean traffic to the downside. 4 hour though. Yeah, looked at the 4 hours, maybe coming to do some retest of this area that we broke out of. Or even maybe a fake out, because if it's doing a retest, then you know it can continue further down back to this area of resistance, or even you know coming down to this area of support. But looking on the 1 hour time frame, we'd need to see, yeah, so it does look like we've broken out of the zone, but what we'd need to see is some resistance forming for US30 to continue down. So let's see if we got some form of resistance. Yeah, not really. So it looks like we need some form of resistance here to retest this low. So price created a low, it's retraced. So it's at a key level right now. Yeah, I think if we break this low or break the support, then we can continue down. We have some area here to the left. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, we're going to just focus on GJ for a sec here. 15-minute candle close bearish. Try to create like some form of support. Yeah, I think for sells, the best sells are going to be below 138,800. That's going to be the best area for sells. 138,800, if we stretch this all the way across, is a strong level. Very strong level. But yeah, either way, price has made it high. So, are we going to retest that high or we're not? So yeah, EJ should continue bullish now, as it's doing. Look at that push up. It's so majestic. Yeah, perfect trade there. Would have been a perfect buy opportunity. You know, we speak about this all the time. The impulse entry is based on this weak bearish candle close, and then perfect. Yeah, it came straight up to that target area there. FTSE also continuing bullish, broke the high of the previous 15-minute candle. GCAD did continue moving bearish. GCAD already reached that first target area there. That was a quick quick 15 pips drop. GJ also trying to go bullish now. Gold on its slowly getting there to continue down. Yeah, I think gold's gonna take a drop. Ooh, FTSE also continue bullish. So that was the first target there for GCAD sells. CAD must be pretty strong today. Yeah, gold just slowly making its way down, but it should continue down. GJ, I'd be surprised if it breaks above, but it can do. It very much can do. GJ creating support again at this resistance level, right? So yeah, I suppose this is the last 1 hour candle for the 4 hour candle close. So it is very important if it closes at this area. Because based on the 1 hour time frame, this zone needs to be respected for price to continue down. Yeah, I suppose this. Had no news here today, have we? Oh, we had some tweet there at 8:30 a.m. Didn't see that. Talking about deal can be done this week. Interesting. Oh, looks like the 15-minute candle is struggling there to close bullish. We need to wait, obviously, for the candle to close. Looks like gold is on its way down now. So yeah, this is why you wait for candles to close. We spoke about if it creates some support, failed to create support. Did on the 15-minute time frame. The 15-minute is a weaker time frame confirmation.
How we going, mate?
Yeah, good mate. How are you?
Yeah, mate, not bad, thank you.
Good.
Quick question, mate.
Sure.
And if we come back, if we respect here and then come back down to 138.77, would you be looking to retest the high we just created, or because it's such a key 4-hour level, you'd be a bit hesitant, or you still look to retest it if price action?
Well, I mean, I think the high can get retested, definitely, even if the 4-hour closes below, like we were saying. If we see a strong support being created above 138.800, then yeah, definitely the high can get retested. The only way that it wouldn't is if, let's say the candles are closing bearish, and then let's say the last candle closes bearish at this area, but it doesn't create a support, then obviously then the 4-hour would be rejecting to then continue further down, right? But like, I wouldn't be too concerned about retesting the high. I'll be more concerned about leaving runners, because then are we going to break that and then continue further? That all depends on whether we are going to continue up or not. Yeah, so I think retesting the high is fine.
Okay, cheers, man.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just keeping in the back of my mind that for price to continue bullish in a theory, obviously it needs to be closing above this area, but I mean, like, price has moved up so much already, so it can retrace and then continue on further. It'd be like, a good example would be like, okay, so you see this 30-minute candle came up, wicked into this area, but closed below. So let's say this was a 4-hour time frame. We may be looking at the next candle to, reject this area, but the next one didn't. It just came straight up and broke the high. So we could see a similar situation here, because the 4-hour candle hasn't closed yet. It could close below, and then the next one just comes up to break the high to continue further. So the first sign is obviously a close below. That's like, okay, now we could reject. Now we could come further down, but also we could break the high and continue further, because it may respect to this level at that time, but we may not have had the volume then to continue further. So New York could take us up, pre-New York could take us further. But yeah, looking on the 1-hour time frame now, I think it's in a good position, because if it comes to this area but creates a strong support, then we could see that further upside, like the same idea based on a 4-hour. But if we come to this area and we fail to create support, or we start to create what we see on the 15-minute time frame, like over here, where like a minor resistance is created at support, then there could be a higher probability that we're going to continue down and correct this bullish move up. Ooh, it's pushing down. GCAD dropped, like you said. Hopefully gold too. Yeah, I think GCAD should continue further down at this point, and I think gold should continue down, but I think it's having some issues based on the 15-minute, and doesn't really look like it has a lot of volume, to be honest. But I think a good impulse entry may have been the break of that 15-minute low, because you'd already be up like 30 pips already. Like, just that little amount is 30 pips. It's crazy. Like, that did that so slowly, but had there been volume, it could have just gone like that within a split second, and you'd have been up like 30 pips. But then you have to think as well, if it came up to break your high, then you could easily have just lost 30 pips. But yeah, I think gold's going to continue down. Will you take another trade if it creates support? It depends. It depends. Yeah, it depends because I'm not going to want to take a second trade based on a weaker time frame. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because this 30-minute candle still got 12 minutes left, right? So if it does just come down and close below, then obviously stop's going to be way too big for a sell straight away. So we may even miss that opportunity. But what I'd rather wait for is some form of resistance, because then I'm going to be like, okay, yeah, now it can continue further down. If it does create like a really weak bullish close and the next one breaks the low, like we can think about it. But I want to wait to just see how it sets up, to be honest, first. I'm going to wait the 11 minutes that we got here. And if it just runs down, it just runs down. I already took my trade today, so... Yeah, if we look at the 4 hour now, it does seem like the 4 hour is rejecting this area. But the 1 hour time frame also can respect 138.770. So yeah, we need to wait and see. Yeah, looks like gold is just slowly trickling down. GCAD's on its way. So that second TP area. Yeah, because this is a strong bearish candle. So ideally, we'd like to see like a weak bullish close here, because then we can anticipate, if we break the low, we can continue down. But yeah, I mean, I want to see something really nice for me to want to take a second trade here. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm just gonna run to the toilet quick. I'll be back in a minute. Let's leave it on a 30-minute perspective. I'll be back. 2 seconds. Okay. So yeah, it does look like the 30-minute candle closed back below 138,800. It was a very strong candle. So I think at this point, if people are looking for sells, I think the best thing to do is going to be to wait for some resistance to form. Ooh, looks like gold didn't continue moving down. Looks like it's retracing, so it may need to also create some resistance to continue down. I think GJ is gonna keep dropping. If you look at the 4 hour now, 4 hour is not this strong candle that it once was 26 minutes ago. 1 hour. Yeah, I think the best thing to do is to wait, because at the end of the day, this candle can start to come up. I think ultimately you're gonna need to wait for some resistance. Is gonna be the best thing here. Because you can't take a sell now. For the person who mentioned about the 5 minute, I mean, like, yes, this 5 minute candle should be respected for price to continue down, but at the same time, I don't think that's a good idea. We don't know how high this next candle is going to come up and whatnot. Can we get good sells if we see resistance on 5 minute? I don't know, man. I don't think that's going to be a good idea, to be honest. I think the best thing to do is to wait for. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait to see if price can retrace, create some resistance to continue heading down. Obviously on the 5 minute, the difference is, I don't know. I stay away from the 5 minute. Because look what the 1 hour is. Okay, let's put it like this, right? The 1 hour time frame. This is where you have to use your different time frames in Confluence. Like, it's so important. So the 1 hour time frame, okay, for buys to be valid, needs to stay above this area, right? This area, what price is that? 138,780, right? That's where price needs to stay above for the 1 hour time frame to continue moving up. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, right? That same price level, right? That same level is right over here, right? So the 30-minute now is coming up. But on the 30-minute time frame, we have a level over here. So what do? What do? What you do is you put the two in confluence. So we say, okay, well, the 1 hour time frame may close above, which is fine. But what we know about the 1 hour time frame is that, there could be the possibility for some form of impulse, when we break the low, to continue heading down. When you think of the 30-minute time frame, we look at this area here. So then we think, okay, well, if the 30-minute creates a resistance below 138,800, there's a high chance that impulse entry is going to happen based on the 1 hour time frame, right? So you're just putting in that confluence. So right now, I think it's good that it's retracing, because it does give opportunity for resistance to form and then for price to continue down. Because if we measure this range, you don't want to take a sell over here, because we have an area literally 8-9 pips away, which is not a big enough range, right? So a big enough range is going to be if we create resistance at somewhere up over here, because then we have a 20 pip range. But I'm not looking to take a second trade. It's just if something happens that I've seen happen before and it's something that I like, then it's something can potentially be executed based upon. GCAD looks like GCAD continued further down to that target area over there, so that's nice. So we called out GCAD sells. GCAD sells ran for around 40 pips. FTSE still pushing up. EJ. Look at gold. Yeah. I think gold needs to create, obviously, some form of resistance, similar to what's kind of happening with GJ. But looks like gold is a bit not got a lot of volume here today. So Yeah. Plus, we're coming into the end of the 4 hour, so gonna need to be careful. We do need to be cautious. This could either be a really big liquidity grab on the higher time frames. So yeah, we are gonna need to wait. So the people in the YouTube, do you prefer music, no music? Let's have a vote. Yeah, put it in the YouTube chat. Yes for music, so a little Y and an N for no music. Yeah, I know Fo loves the music. Thanks, Fo. Or Freddy. Ooh, a few people like the music. Okay. Yeah, 'cause I get a lot of complaints about it, so I'm just like, do I not? Quick question. If this 15-minute candle closes bullish and the next one breaks the low, will you take impulse entry or wait for candle to close? Yeah, wait for candle to close. I'm not going to sell over here. There's not enough range. Yeah, wait for candle to close. Like, it can continue dropping. Like, there's no doubt about that. But yeah, it's something that, because I've already had a trade this morning, it's going to have to be something a little bit more of substance. Okay, a few people want music. Yeah, all the regulars like the music. Newbies don't. Learning a lot with you. Thank you, Tiago. Appreciate that. GBP CAD gives more pips than GJ on daily basis. Please comment. Yeah, so the pips, I think GCAD moves more pips in general, but then you have to think, stop losses are going to be slightly larger because the candles are slightly bigger with GCAD. So, don't always get drawn into, if you see a 40 pip move, like, okay, let's say the sales was called out from this area. Yeah, it was a 40 pip move, but then you also have to think, it works the other way as well. It can be a 40 pip win and you can take a very quick loss. It's like gold, gold moves really quick and people are like, oh yeah, gold, went 30 pips in a matter of a minute, but that means it can hit your stop loss in a matter of a minute as well. People, not directed at anybody, like just a general comment. People are way too drawn into the aspects of trading that really brings out a little bit of laziness, in the sense that people want to trade gold because they see price moving quicker, so then they think that means they're going to make more money. Does not work like that one bit. People think that because they trade GJ because it has bigger ranges that means they're going to make more money. Does not work that way. People think because they see these massive moves on the stock market, they see these 500, 600 point moves on the stock market, they think that they're going to get a piece of that. It's yeah. I remember starting off, my first pair I ever looked at was USD JPY. And the average range was around 6 pips. So I really started with the baby pairs. The baby pairs. Hello sir, can you please tell me why you take the buys? Okay, so I had buys based on a few factors. So first of all, I'll do a little breakdown for you here. So first of all, we had bullish market structure. We know that because candles are making higher highs and higher lows in a bullish uptrend. I then went to the 15-minute time frame because this current 30-minute candle had failed to break above a resistance, which is where I was looking for buys above resistance with clean traffic to the left. So what I was looking at was the 15-minute time frame. So here we have a higher highs, high lows, right? The 15-minute time frame created a support right over here just below resistance, right? So we had a resistance, this is a resistance, and we had this previous 15-minute candle close like a strong bearish candle at resistance. So when this candle closed bullish, the next 15-minute candle closed bullish, it paved the way for the overall 30-minute to continue moving up as the last 15 minutes of the 30-minute was still open. So the 15-minute candle engulfed that rejection candle, so there was a much higher probability that price would continue moving up. It just so happened that I would reduce the risk once the candle broke the low right over here. As you can see, it broke the low of the previous 15, which is where I closed 50% of the position, a little bit of drawdown, and then let the other 50% run to target 139. And that was the buys. So if we look at the 15-minute candle now, right? If we look at the 15-minute candle now, it closed like a bullish candle. I'm not going to take an entry based on the break of the low, you know, because then we have only 8 pips to the downside for a 11, 12 pip stop. So yeah, not going to happen. In fact, even if we create resistance here, it's still maybe potentially not even enough range to execute the sell, but we'll have to see how the candle closes, because also the new 1 hour candle is also coming up, right? So keep that into perspective as well. Where will the 1 hour maybe like to do some form of retest somewhere? So I mean, yeah, gonna wait out for a bit, you know. But if there's no opportunity that presents, then that's it. I mean, I had a trade this morning, so didn't, you know, wasn't as much as I wanted, but it is what it is. I had to reduce the risk. It's part of my plan. Stops me from having big losses. So definitely going to, continue to do so. Yeah, managing losses is so important. Managing the trade. And I hope no one gets FOMO trying to take sells while this candle's still open, because you want to get a better risk to reward. Bad idea. Because if this candle respects this low and then continues bullish, then you're going to feel very stupid. If you want to sell, I think it's good to sell when price breaks the low of the previous 15-minute. Yes, I think if it breaks the low of the previous 15-minute, you're right. It can continue down, but at what point can it reject? And when we look left, we see this was the okay, let's go to the 30-minute here. This was our previous area of resistance. This was our previous area of support. So 138, 600 is a strong zone, right? So we have to measure. We have to measure the range, right? Let's go back to the 15-minute time frame. So if we measure this range now, as it breaks the low, you only have about 8 pips to this zone. If it breaks this zone and then continues running, yes, the trade is a valid sell to support, but we have to be cautious. And this is why I was cautious of taking the sell, because like I said, if it respects the low, it can continue bullish to come up and fill this wick. So I was a skeptic of the sell so far until I see the minor resistance be created. So this is the target zone that we can definitely reach. See, here's the thing, like, because of where the zones are, this is our first target that price can tap, right? And then it can pull up a bit. And then the second zone that we would want price to reach would be the support, right? This is the ideal area because then you have a bigger range. But you have to consider this area because look, we never created no support here. Price broke out, barely a retest, and continued up. There was no retracement of support. Okay, if we look at this area here to the left, right? Let's just take this zone for example. Okay, we had a support. Price broke down. It retraced back to this level to form that resistance to continue down. So we may need to come back to this level to form support to continue up. Something that can happen. Because we never did. We never did over here. Right? But we don't know yet. This candle's still open. It's already come all the way down and retracing. So I think personally, people, if you just want to have a consistent trading setup, you need to be patient. You need to wait for candles to close in this area. Okay, because we have, traffic here. We have a low over here. So we need to wait. We need to wait. It can pop up back up to 138,800. We may see another weak candle close around 138,800. And then we see some more big sell-off candles to come down. So honestly, patience really does pay. People need to understand that. When I haven't been patient, I only get burned by the market. The market's like, you weren't patient today, you got to pay up. Yeah, I like that. If you're not patient, then you're going to be the one paying. If you are patient, you get paid. So here's the gold sells that we was anticipating. Looks like the 30-minute candle did some form of liquidity grab over here to continue down. Same way on gold. See, gold's a little bit different because it can just ignore this area. But, GJ, if this was GJ, I'd be saying be cautious of this area. Right? But yeah, looks like gold sells are also playing out. So again, another good stream here. So we called out GCAD sells, came down to second target there. Euro JPY did hit TP. It was a bit of a last minute call, but we did say, once it breaks the high of this weak bearish candle, it should continue up. Correct that move. GJ is coming back down to the low point. It's got like 8 minutes left to close. So, I mean, it can run. It certainly can run, but I think people should be waiting because here's the thing. If the next candle closes bullish, let's say, somewhere up over here, but it's like a really weak body close, you could almost anticipate an impulse entry on the break of the low to continue down. But I'd also be cautious because it's the last 7 minutes of the 4 hour. It's also the last then obviously we have the new 4 hour open as well. So 4 hour closes are a little bit of a strange time. You can either see a real big push or a huge retracement. I definitely think the sells are coming. Like there's going to be some more downside move. Just looking by the market structure now that we've broken structure. But I do urge people to be patient, you know. And if you do miss the move, you do have to accept that you've missed the move. Because I think it's really important for people to understand one simple concept. What may work today, right, may not work over the long term. Right? So, are you here for the long term? Or are you here for the short term? You have to think that. Looks like that 15-minute candle has now broken the low of the previous 15-minute candle. So I know some people will be getting into sells, which is good. I think there's a very high chance it can continue down. I think your stop's going to be above the current 30-minute candle. But do understand, though, that this range is not big enough. So those of you who couldn't, you know, did really want to take the sell, I understand. A very high chance it's going to continue down. But if it does reject this area and you didn't secure because you secure at 10 pips, then you have to be willing to accept that. So I think if you are in sells, I would be looking to secure positions and then, okay, let's put it this way. And it's the last thing I'm going to comment, but let's say you do secure positions at this area and then you let a runner run to support. I would say, okay, that's a good, well-managed trade, right? Because you understood the range wasn't big enough, but you also understood about securing positions, an area where we could reject, and then you know, that's fine. Price can continue further down. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, then you've got out with something. But yeah. But yeah, we'll see. What is it now? 4 minutes left for the 4 hour, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Man. Yeah, I'd like to see where it all closes though. That would be interesting. That will be very interesting. And just while we wait, I'm going to draw a little stick man or something. I'm going to try and do my best drawing. It's going to have one eye bigger than the other. And he's going to have a little fag sticking out of his mouth. What colour would a fag be? Like an orange colour. Yeah, he's got a little. And we have some white smoke coming out. Yeah, it doesn't really look like white smoke, does it?
Draw his body too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the body. I'm gonna do the body. Mate, I've been dying to do this for months. I've just been like, yeah, I really want to just draw something on this Zoom call. Alright, let's give him a wide set shoulder. He's gonna be a bodybuilder. Smoking a fag. Alright, let's give him. He's gonna be his arms. Let's give him a nice big. He's gonna have a fat off bicep. Like that. He goes gym 4 times a week. Alright. He's gonna have a long sleeve shirt on over there. Give him a nice pair of pecs. He's got a little bit of a dodgy nipple there. Give him a rounded shoulder. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna call him Steve. Man, I've been feeling like a kid wanting to do this for ages. It's like, I really want to draw something. Right. Should we Steve the boxer? Give him a boxing glove. He's got a big boxing glove on there. He's the next Mike Tyson. Give him a little 6-pack. Give him a 4-pack. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, so people in sells, you got 1 minute left. I think as long as this 15-minute candle closes bearish as is, the sells are still valid. You just expect then the next one to like wick up and then continue driving down, something like that. This probably would have been the better entry, to be honest. Oh, that is a good point. Okay, no, he's just got sleeves. He's just got sleeves, but then his shirt's open. His shirt is open. Right, let's give him some legs. He's got chunky legs. He's got little short legs. I'm going to give him some big boots.
They are some wild legs.
It was leg day at the gym. Give him some laces. There we go. Good old Steve. Fruity Don. Yeah, wait, I gotta draw him a little tattoo now. He's gonna have a tattoo of, I don't know, like a snake or something. He's got a big python on his arm. There we go. Snake tattoo on the arm. And it's called Steve. Anyway. At what point do I cut half? That's up to you. I mean, looks like now it's running. So I don't know. I don't really think there's much opportunity to cut anything. Yeah, I think you should be good now. Yeah. I would just say, I know it's a bit of a difficult one actually. How could you reduce risk? I mean, now you should be securing profits anyway, so why don't you just secure profits and then, let the rest run a break even at this point. But yeah, looks like those sells did play out. So congratulations to anyone who caught those sells. Good old Steve. Steve over there. Yeah. Yeah, if we look at the 30-minute though, 30-minute candle closed with no wick to the bottom. Plus it closed at this area. If we look at the 4-hour, man, look how weak that 4-hour candle closed. I would even go as far as saying, like, once we break the 4-hour low, we will continue further down. Yeah, it's going to be interesting if it will continue to run or not. I think that's his veins in his hands. Now he need a bigger head. Yeah, he does. In fact, he needs hair. That's what he needs. We'll give him like a Bart Simpson hairstyle. A couple of these. Gonna have like a little Mohican there. Or like a Tintin style. Give him a little hairline. Yeah, actually, it looks like a builder now. Looks like he's got a builder's hat on. Give him a little work trouser then. Little side pocket for his tools. Right, he's gone from Steve the bodybuilding smoker to Steve the builder.
He's got a carrot in his mouth.
Yeah, he's smoking a carrot. He's having some smoked carrot. Yeah. But yeah, I think people in sells, I definitely would have secured positions. If you haven't secured positions, then you know you are accepting that this candle can come up and stop you out. You have to accept that. This candle closed with no wick to the bottom. You know, was it? I don't think it was worth the sell, to be honest. Like 9 pips, but yeah, it made sense. If the range was bigger, I would have been like, yep, I'm getting in with you. But it just was such a small range. Like even a 10 pip range, I would be like, no, range is too small. You know, I think it needs at least to be a 15 pip range, to be honest. But this was only like 8 pips away, you know, to support. Now maybe you should wait for a strong support on 30 minutes to enter buy to retest the high. I think the buys are a little bit out of the window now, to be honest with you. I think for buys they would have been above 138.800. I mean, yes, if we get a 30-minute close here, you could argue that we have a support form to retest the high, but at the same time when we go to the smaller time frames, then we have some issues in this area here. So what may happen is this was the high. Price comes up, it forms resistance over here, and now we're going to retest this low and then continue further, because there we have our market structure. This was the original structure. We had a okay. Let's do it like this. So let's show the change in market structure trend. You ready? Go to 15-minute. So for support, I'll do a green. So here's our uptrend, because we had first of all support over here, and we had support over here, right, support over here. Okay, so you know, we can see, you know, we're clearly in an uptrend, right? And then now we're looking at resistances, right? Because you know these are higher lows, but for sells, you know, price makes lower lows. So this was kind of like the low created, because we created support in this area for price to continue up. So this area should have been respected. You can also argue this was a low, because we should have respected this area for price to continue further. So this is the first point now where price is making this lower low. So we are starting to see a change in market structure. So what may happen is the retracement, right, and then the continuation. So I'll be very skeptical of buys at this point. I would be more inclined to wait for further confirmation of sells, to be fundamentally honest. Yeah. But I think people who did take sells, though, if you think about it now, right, as long as you had stops at break even, this candle, if it's going to continue pushing down, should just do so. And then, you know, your next target at that point is going to be this area over here. And then at that point, you can secure positions, right? But I was just very skeptical of this whole area, because price was in an uptrend. So what I'd rather wait for is price to make this some low, you know, price to form some low, then retrace. And then, you know, once it forms resistance again, you just sell it, because now we have a difference in market structure. In fact, this area was the sign of market structure reversing, this whole zone, right? But the actual range was not big enough. If this was in a big range, I would have thought perfect. But no, didn't happen. It happened in a smaller range, so it was very difficult for me to want to take those sells. So I was very happy to miss them. Yes, I'm a bit cautious with that 15-minute, but if you look at 30-minute chart, the market structure is still there if the support is held at 138.6. Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, I see what you're saying, because, you know, this was the previous low based on the 30-minute. So, yeah, you're right in terms of that sense, because we had a structure here. But at the same time, like, this was our area we should have respected if we were going to continue up, just in my opinion. You may be right. It can push up from here. That's very true. but I think it would rather support here, retrace back to 138,800 because the 4 hour may want to create some form of top wick and then it will continue further. I think that's what you're going to see is more likely to happen. But you may be right. So yeah, Steve's just watching us here. Steve's going to give us some feedback. So we can see GJ's just dropping now anyway. So I think people should be coming up to securing at 10 pips. Let's check out gold. Yeah, not really done much, but it did flip bearish, which is promising. GCAD trying to create some resistance to retest this low maybe. See if EuroJPY also corrected that move. So EuroJPY was hard to anticipate. So it looks like GJ is coming down to that area, but you have to understand you can't anticipate every time that it's gonna just break this level and then continue to the support. But it did play out, so congrats to anyone who caught those sells. So I think you should be securing, more profits or the rest of your position now, because you should be up around 10 pips at this point. Yeah, it was pretty good though. Yeah, you should be well up now, 15 pips. But I don't know. Yeah, they said the 4 hours already coming down to break the low of the previous 4 hour too. I think if it does do that, it can continue to drop through these wicks over here. Yeah, this is a major rejection on the 4 hour. If we look at it now, if we just do a little bit of analysis here, I think, okay, just for like education purposes, I suppose. So this is a zone on the 4 hour time frame. And what we kind of found was for price to continue moving bullish, it kind of tapped up into this area over here, did a major liquidity grab. It did reject, but then later on came up to obviously fill that. But what we're seeing now is this is actually looks like a huge liquidity grab for some further downside. Because price came all the way up to this area. It did respect this area, tapped into a resistance, and now it's starting to drive further down. It's broken the low of the previous 4 hour. So I would actually say there's a very high possibility that we could see a retest of 138,300 and then even continue further down maybe. But we may need to see some more rejections to the upside to drive further past this zone. So we probably need to see, because of these wicks to the left, we probably see some retest of this area once we're closing below, and then that further drive coming down from that area. So that's something to keep in mind as well, for later on in the day or MY session and things like that. But yeah, Steve's gonna stay here for a minute. He's on his he's having a fag. He's on his lunch break. So yeah, see, now we can see the market structure is just slowly going bearish. So I think once price makes this low, wait for a retracement, some resistance, and then it's going to be much better. So we're going to go till, probably just before 11, something like that, maybe 11. But we've been on the charts for a while now, so just waiting. But we did see both buys and sells play out, so fantastic. But yeah, anyway, well done to anyone who caught those sells. I think it, he had the right idea. Just when I was talking about the ranges, I'd say out of 10 times, at least half are gonna react to this area. But well adapted for sells. So Couple of reminders. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube. We're going to be doing a free Magic Keys giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting closer and closer every day. Currently around 880. So about 120 to go. Just under 120. So yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing is that the mentorship reopens on the 1st of December. So that's pretty good there. You'll be able to give people a chance to come on and trade with us live. If we go to the website, I'll just show you the website. So updated the website at this point. This is going to be changed to obviously the new time zone now. But I just say here it says from 7:30 GMT, which is going to be that. So you have the Instagram. There's also some merchandise there now. If we go to the educational content, there's some free webinars, a couple of trade breakdowns, which are going to be added probably on like a weekly, monthly basis. You know, a couple of extra free content just for people who've taken the time to come and, you know, look on the website. I do appreciate that. So there's a couple of free things on there for those people. And then obviously we have the mentorship group page, which has got a long list of all the current webinars. Well, not all of them actually. There's a few missing off there, but I'm going to update them again on like a monthly basis as new ones come in. So you've got all of the current, let's just go with that, all of the current webinars that are available, the educational webinars that you get as part of the HFX training group, obviously talking about the Discord, everything that you actually get, so the one-to-one, the webinars, you get to trade live with us on the Zoom, you get the full market breakdown, weekly refresher, weekly trade recap, weekly outlook, simulations, trade breakdowns. So yeah, pretty good. So I just thought I'd show people that since it's been updated over the weekend. Is that for all your YouTube subscribers? Yeah, everyone who's subscribed will be entered into the competition. You know, if it's someone that has one and they just want to say, you know, I don't know, they don't want it, that's fair enough. I can give it to someone else. But obviously we have to make it fair in the sense that everyone has an equal chance of winning. But yeah, but from now on, there won't be any giveaways for the mentorship or anything like that. You know, those were just to, you know, encourage to try and help the group grow. But from this point on, you know, I just want people who are, you know, willing to pay for the education. And yeah, so the mentorship will never be a giveaway. It will be just, you know, little things. Maybe even giveaways in the sense that we can do get people on the Zoom call for a week. You know, that could be a good little competition, something like that. You can come on and trade with us for the week. Happy to do that. The mentorship for 1 month, 50. We have access to the course or no? Yep. Yeah, so that's just an installment option. So I've given people, because thing is, I had so many people message me about, you know, paying monthly. So I just thought, okay, I'll do this, but this is going to get changed very soon. I changed my mind on it. When the price goes up for the one-time fee, it's just going to be the one-time fee. You know, many people like message me saying, oh, can you do monthly? And like 2 people ended up signing up with the monthly. So it's not really worth it for me to do it. I did it just to help people out because I had a lot of people message me about it. But you basically pay, you know, monthly installments, but you get the same access from day one. You're just paying it over like a longer period of time. It's just an installment. It's no different. How do we get this sale? There's no sale. The mentorship group will not be going on sale for Black Friday or anything like that. It will never be on sale. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, I want it to just be presentable, offer what I offer in, you know, the teaching, and show what I offer that you get being part of the group. But it's not like I'm actively one of these guys that are like, oh yeah, here's 25% off because I want people to sign up. You know, a little bit of like, something like a little bit of an extra cash grab. But that's not really that's not why I'm doing it. You know, I want to actually build a team, people that I can build good friendships with, good relationships with, people who are willing to, work hard, that I can have one-to-one Zoom calls with, and really focus on specific aspects of trading is what I prefer than just having a load of people come into the group, just trying to gain, like free, like treating it like a signal service. That's not what this is about. People already in the group know that. They know that well enough. Yeah, if you want any information, it's all on the website. Okay, so I just wanted to bring up the fact that the new website was up and available. There's free educational webinars for people on there that are going to be posted. There's a lot more things going to be updated as well. It's just the first update from all the new stuff. But I'm trying to sort out maybe like a blog or forum or something like that. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people have put their mentorship groups on sale and stuff, and that's up to them. But just, for me personally, like at the end of the day, if you're not willing to spend 250 on a skill that's gonna bring you, like, all right, let's put it this way, right? Let me put it to you like this. People can say, or a lot of people who sell mentorship groups and stuff, the biggest selling point of trading in general is, of course, gain financial freedom, gain, lose your 9-to-5 job, all of that type of thing. When they try and sell you these signals and stuff, so it's really lost that phrase has really lost its what's the word? Like, it's lost its value, I suppose, because people just say that now. People be like, oh, come do this real estate course and gain financial freedom, right? But at the end of the day, they don't want to put in there that you're the only one that can gain financial freedom, right? That course isn't going to bring you the financial freedom. Only you're going to bring yourself the financial freedom. But what that course can do for you, which a lot of them aren't going to, but what they can do for you is give you the skill set, give you the mindset, and give you almost the experience to bring yourself that, right? So, the whole point of the education is, before you do any skill, if you want to be a plumber, if you want to be a bricklayer, if you want to be an engineer, you got to pay to do the course. And at the end of the day, this is just paying to bring yourself and give yourself the skill set, so yeah, it's not a materialistic item. There shouldn't be a sale. I see it like this, and I have to agree with Wicks Don't Lie, the way he put it. I see it like this, exactly the same way, is that if the mentorship or my mentorship or the course is that good, it shouldn't be on sale, because at the end of the day, jumpers that a company didn't sell, right? They go on sale because they want to shift it. The mentorship group is only going to get better and better. I mean, the amount of webinars that are going to be coming out over Christmas is going to be crazy. I've been working so hard trying to, create even more content for the group. Like, it's only going to get better. Why put something on sale? That is actually bettering people's lives. This is really bettering people's lives. I mean, you can ask the people in the group right now. A lot of them are making such great progress, and they truly are. Anyway, enough about that. Let's focus on the trading now. Anyway, so How did we get this sale on GBPJPY? If you're talking about the sell, I think people took sells once this candle broke the low of the previous bullish candle, which it did really make sense to continue down. I do agree that the sells make sense, but I also have to say that I didn't like this area here to the left, because we price broke out from 6 a.m. at this area, but it's already corrected this whole move. So if we think about it now, the fact this whole thing has been corrected tells me that we should continue further down. Otherwise, we should have, continued further up. Let's look at gold here. So it looks like, yeah, see, same as gold. Like, if you look at gold is reacting to this area here to the left-hand side. So, same thing that GJ could have done. Anyway, Steve's break has now ended. So, Steve's going back to work. So, he's going to get a haircut. And, yeah, the barber accidentally cut his head off. Goodbye, Steve. All that was left was a boot. All that was left of Steve was a shoe. No, I'm joking, but yeah. Anyway, GCAT GCAT looks at the 15-minute candle created resistance to retest the low. It's already did that. Already retested the low. See if it can continue further on. EJ, FTSE. Looks like the FTSE's created some support that needs to be respected for price to continue up. Otherwise, it can retrace. But yeah, coming into the last like half an hour now for GJ here, before I call it a day. So I think if I was looking for sells, it would be, yeah, like some form of further resistance, ideally below 138,500, because then we have a clean range for around 15-16 pips. But I'm ignoring this area because we'd already tapped into this price level from market open. So I'm not going to be worried about this too much. Also, we have these liquidity wicks to fill. And now we have heavy bearish momentum. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Really appreciate that. I'm 18 years old. What do you suggest? Do you work? Do you do uni? You still at school? Because I know when I was 18, I hadn't left school officially. But I think you need to like look at where you are and what you're doing first. Like other things. Like, are you still at school? Are you at uni? Have a think about that as well. Because you can do both, but you have to dedicate to both. So you have to understand maybe trading's going to take a little bit longer. In fact, I'm going to neaten this up based on the 30 minutes, something I've just noticed. So it seems like we had a resistance here, price came down, did a little fake out, created support back above this area to continue up. So then this is the point at which I'd look for sells. Yeah, take your time, don't rush. I mean, I started learning when I first went into... Well, I started learning before I went to uni, but I didn't know as much as I did, while I was at uni. So putting the two together is there's a lot of free time you can use. But yeah, I think as well, if you're working, like if you're working your job, don't presume, because when I first got into trading, I thought, yeah, I could trade, quit my job, and that didn't happen till now, 3 years down the line. When I'm finally at a position where I can afford to just trade. One minute left for this 15-minute candle to close. Overall, 30 minutes still open. Trading is a journey. Enjoy it, guys. There is no finish point. Yes, exactly, ma'am. Exactly. Yeah, there is no finish line in trading. But yeah, I mean, you have to make progresses. You have to get over certain hurdles too. There's no finish line, but there's checkpoints. And certain checkpoints come with time. Or you can reach, like, I don't know, it's like a marathon, and when you've hit a certain point, because you do have to reward yourself for the hard work. There's been a whole year since I've withdrawn anything, and making my first withdrawal this year, so it's a hurdle for me. It's a checkpoint. It's a checkpoint, and it's a byproduct of the success that I've had this year. So, but that the success has come as part of the hard work. The late nights, early mornings. I really did stay up till 2-3 a.m. my time, and then back up again, to trade the next day. But now I just focus on the London session. Is your whole job a trade? I think you mean, is my job being a trader? And yeah, at the moment, well, yeah, I'm a full-time trader. No, at the moment, nothing's gonna change unless I just drastically start losing every trade. Okay, so the 30-minute candle closed bearish. It closed below this range, but it did close above this support. So I think the best thing to do is going to be to wait for some further resistance. See how we set up over here. So yeah, just going to wait a little bit longer over here. But I think for the moment we can remove this zone for a sec. Because now we have these clean candles to the left now here. We have these clean candles coming up. This is previous information, right? This area here is important. But this, okay, let's put... like this, we don't really need to think about. This, we do, because we're at support. So what we need to focus on now is the fact that we had this clean move down, right? So we're at support. Just wait to see how we react to support, and then we have some further clean traffic, and then we have some further clean traffic. Okay, so what I'm going to be focusing on now is, price may even retrace now, because we had a previous support right over here at 138,700. So now all we need to say, as long as price stayed below 138,700, we now have a low to be retested. We also have the fact that we have bearish market structure. So yeah, I think a break of the low of the previous 15 could work. It definitely could work, but it is selling at the low, and that's something that I've been caught out on a few times. So yeah, I think my trading day is done, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. Could you enter a sell if this 15-minute candle closes weak bullish? I don't think it's a good idea to take a sell even if the candle close. If the candle close weak bullish, then all you need to do is to wait for the low of that weak bullish candle to be broken to take the sell, because the candle closed weak. If you take a sell based just on the candle close, there's a possibility it may just come up and fill whatever wick it made. Oh. Yeah, I think this area is somewhat of a strong area, because if we look at the 1 hour and how candles, what happened at this zone. So we had a resistance, right, formed for price to continue further down. Okay, price gapped up, came below this area, failed to stay below as the next 1 hour candle closed back above the area, and then we had price retrace to establish further support. So we can see the further support was established to continue up. So I think it's a very strong zone. So I am going to be cautious of this zone. And I think people looking for sells, maybe not people in sells, but people looking for sells, I would be cautious of this area for the moment, because it's a strong level. 138, 540. You know, we looking on the 1 hour, this price did a fake out. 30-minute also did a fake out. So I would be cautious. I think if it does break this low, it can continue down, but we have a couple of wicks of issue, a little bit of minor support. You're kind of expecting this minor support to break, because on the 30-minute there's clean traffic. But yeah, that will be some, because if we look at the daily time frame, daily candle is now flipped bearish after coming all the way up. So I mean, yeah, if you think about it, it's looking like we're gonna see probably I think for people trading MY, I think you're gonna see more of a bearish MY session, to be completely honest. So yeah, just possibly if it breaks this low. I think it's a little bit of a riskier sell, to be honest, because it's kind of selling at the low, but you are anticipating. So when you're taking a sell down over here, you have to accept you are selling at the low. But what you're accepting also is that, you know, you're expecting the volume to continue in that direction. So that's why these impulse entries, you need to be very, cautious with risk management. So yeah, it does look like it's coming down to break the low of the previous 15-minute candle. It is looking similar structure to over here to continue further down. Will we have a simulation live? I haven't done a simulation in a while actually, so something that I'm gonna do for the private group first, because I haven't done a simulation with them in a while. So I was actually thinking about that the other day, and I was just thinking, I hadn't done a simulation in like a couple of months, just wanted a break from the sims, just really focus on the live trading. But now that, you know, the live trading is, yeah, I think a simulation session is going to be good for the private group, and then I'll probably do a live sim. Maybe it's like a Christmas special for the YouTube people. But there will be a live simulation for the group, probably just before Christmas. Yeah, probably do a live session, live simulation. So yeah, what I'll do is one for the YouTube, as like a present. It'll be my gift. And yeah. But for the private group, probably do like a simulation. Not this weekend, probably the weekend after. There was something I was gonna say. Oh yeah, also people in the private group, there is gonna be a discount code. I think there's only a couple of you in the Zoom call, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. But there is gonna be a discount code for any of the HFX merchandise for you guys. At the moment, I've got 2 items. Managed to. Is Kelsey there? I think Kelsey's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah. So you remember, obviously, I got the samples of the other hat, and I was saying that, you know, there wasn't the like the best quality.
Yeah.
Well, these are immense quality. They're a lot more
They're good.
expensive. Yeah, a lot more expensive. But they are really good quality. They've actually got the mesh on the back with the.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a proper cat. It's a proper one. Yeah. So, really looking forward to. Yeah, really looking forward to receiving one of those. I've got it coming. I think at the moment it's roughly around 7 to 10 days for delivery. That's what it's looking like. So yeah, so you guys, I'm gonna put the discount code later on in the Discord chat. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looks like the 15-minute candle came all the way bearish, didn't break the low. So again, listen, people who can't wait for that break of the low, you are fuming at yourself right now. So trust me, man, just stick to the plan. If you make a plan, stick to the plan. Yeah, I personally think the best possible sell is going to be let price retrace to 138,700 and create further resistance, because if that happens, then you have a clean run to retest the low and then continue further on. I think that's going to be the best point, because when price makes a low like this, it's just 50-50 whether it's going to continue or if it's going to retrace. You know, I had a look at a lot of my losses, and they were kind of on the second low that was created. You always get that first low, and then you get an impulse. And then when you see the next low being created, you're almost thinking, oh, well, there's heavy momentum, so we should finish that. And a lot of them do work. But sometimes, you know, price does pull up because it's at a certain price level. So I think based on this particular example, it's very difficult to tell right now because the candles are not moving very quick, or but I think the best outcome, if price does retrace and people didn't take sells, I think you're going to be laughing, because if it comes up to this area and forms resistance, then it's going to be so much easier to take a sell, because now you're not selling at the low anymore, right? So just bear that in mind. So Kelsey, do you want to hear something really cool that I set up over the weekend? I've been showing a fair few people that I know in person. Obviously I can't show it. Yeah, I can't show it on the Zoom because it's on my phone. But so basically I've set up a new notification system. So when someone visits my website, I get a notification and it comes up with where they are based in the world. So let's go for a few examples. So 19 minutes ago, I had a visitor from Malmo, Sweden. 24 minutes ago, had Dalkeith, United Kingdom. We've got Sydney, Evora, Portugal, New York, Lisbon, Portugal, Sweden, California, Barranquilla, Colombia.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. It is. I'll have to send you a screenshot because it's really cool. And I just had your one come up 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. I was gonna say.
Leighton buzzard. Sorry to bait you out.
Good old place.
That's all right. It's a big place. Yeah, South Africa, Durban, St. Louis, Middletown, MY. I get a lot of people from Sweden, I have to admit. Sweden and Portugal are the two highest number of visitors. In fact, Portugal, what was it called? Portugal, Lisbon, I think it is. Is it Lisbon? So Portugal, Lisbon, man, I've been getting untold amount of notifications from that area. Untold. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to get a t-shirt at some point as well.
Yeah, man, that would be...
Sure, man.
Yeah, they're cool. At the moment, I've just got black, but I'm going to look into try and get different colours as well coming in the next few weeks. But I've got all the different sizes of the black one so far. So, yeah, because I kind of thought the black with the black filtered HFX writing, so it's like white but with it kind of blends into the t-shirt. I think that was a pretty good design, but
yeah, it looks quite nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some different designs over the next few weeks. But I just wanted to get one or two products that I've been meaning to do for a while sorted out. Especially as it's very difficult when it comes to manufacturing companies, the quality and stuff needs to be checked. And now that I found a good supplier, I'm like, yes, okay, now I feel more confident. But I will say one thing though, GJ. Let's talk about GJ right now, because this 15-minute candle, it closed a very weak 15-minute candle. Now I've seen this happen many, many times. So I would say that people who are patient could be getting paid. I think if it does break the low of that previous 15 or the one before, looking at these candles, right? These candles have closed very weak bullish. We had a strong, heavy momentum. So I think if it breaks the low over here, I think at that point we could see some more downside now. So I think those who are a little bit more patient, that could work.
I've seen that quite a few times as well. A couple weak candles, then it breaks down.
Yeah, it breaks that low and then just continues dropping. Definitely seen this happen many a times. Just got a visitor from Cape Town, South Africa. So shout out to whoever that is if they're on the YouTube right now. Yeah. Obviously, if it doesn't break this low, then... Okay, so people looking at this, do not be selling now. Because we don't know yet. We're just anticipating, because looking at the structure, looking at the weak body close, if this candle, pops up a little bit and then comes down to break the low, I think it should be a really nice push to the downside. Okay, so just be cautious. I don't want people jumping in sells over here, because that would be a very dumb idea. Yeah, Raja had it also a few times past week. What's that? The impulse entry or? Yeah, I think that would be a really good impulse entry. Yeah, we saw this. We saw this structure happen a couple of weeks ago. I think I took that sell. But the range to next 15-minute support is only 10 pips. Yeah, but I'm focusing on the 30-minute, and okay. So the 30-minute range, the actual 30-minute range is 20 pips. But I'm looking at, okay, this is an area where we could have issues. So here's the point at which I will secure positions, right? When it was the sell over here, the range was only 10 pips. Okay? So, yeah. Oh, the impulse entry. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, we need to see it break the low first. Just went on website. What does it say my location is? It says you're from London. It says you're from London, Freddie. That's what it says. But I don't think you are right now, are you? If I remember rightly. Oh, nice stretch. Man, I can't wait to do a workout today. I think it's a shoulder day.
Yeah, I'm on one straight after this.
Yeah, man. Big session today. I'm going to do some shoulders, triceps. Ruben. Oh, I don't know, Ruben. You'll have to go on the website right now. I'll tell you. It says you are from... I'm not gonna pronounce it. I'm just gonna... so, RIJSSEN, Netherlands. Haven't been to London for years. Okay, I don't know why it says that. But it says you're definitely in the United Kingdom, so... It got one part right for you there. See if we've got any news or anything. Don't think so. Oh. Scotland talking about vote of independence again. So, hope there's no... Was there any Scots in here? Anyone Scottish in here? I know this is like the debate that they always love to go on about. It's trying to get independence. Which I understand. I understand people wanting their independence. But I think for the Scotland economic standpoint, I think that would be a catastrophe taken away from the UK. Because actually, for those of you, maybe young guys or girls from the UK would know that actually Scotland don't pay any university fees, but we down south, we do. So, looks like they'd be paying their own uni fees. Oh, so since we've been on the stream, we've had someone from the Philippines, Cagayan de Oro. Shout out to that person. Person from Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. I went to Jamaica in 2019. Yeah, 2019 Easter. I went to Jamaica. Where did I go? I think it was Montego Bay. That was absolutely beautiful place. Beautiful place. Anyway, thinking of GJ sells now. This candle has currently broken the high of the previous 15. So it does get difficult now. The structure was there, but the final confirmation for execution did not happen. So sells are not yet, but that's fine because price is retracing, form resistance, and then continue down. It's just simple. Simple. Oh, we had another. Oh, how many notifications again? We got another visitor from Amsterdam. So maybe that's Ruben's friend over there from the Netherlands. Went to Amsterdam last year too as well. That was, in fact, Amsterdam was nearly this time last year. I went to Amsterdam. January 20. Was it January 2020? Yeah, early January 2020 was when I went to Amsterdam. I wanted to go again this year, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get out of the country, which is annoying, but is what it is. Oh, someone from Manchester. Manchester. So yeah, as we got 8 minutes left, it does seem like price is reacting to the support, which is fine. Price is making us low, and then yeah, I think it's gonna retrace up, and then create some resistance. What do you think about Amsterdam? I think it's a great city. I have to admit, I loved it. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. Absolutely loved it. A little bit dodgy at night, but to be honest with you, London's I'd say worse. So I was kind of used to it. But as a city, as a nightlife, food, cafes, man, couldn't beat it. Hotel was good. Got stitched up with the hotel though, I have to admit. So a little bit of it's not like a funny story, but I purposely asked for a room with this hotel with a balcony. And I went through like a third-party company who booked through the hotel, and they had really good reviews, and it was a trusted company, right? So you don't think that a trusted holiday agent is gonna stitch you up, but anyway, I booked through them, and I purposely pay like an extra 30 quid for a room with a balcony, right? Because I wanted a balcony, so I obviously so I can smoke outside. So I go on the balcony. I don't go to the balcony. I go to the hotel. Sorry. I get to the hotel and I'm like, oh, yeah. So I've, booked the room, and they're like, yeah, no problem. So all booking went fine. They're about to give me the key. They're about to give me the key. And I was like, oh, so, the room, right? It's got a balcony, right? Because I paid for one with a balcony. And she goes to me, oh, I don't think, did you notice? But the hotel doesn't have any balconies. And I was like, you know what? I was just thinking, I don't see any balconies. All I see is big windows. So I was like, but hang on a minute. Like, I can show you the booking. Like, it clearly says that, I purchased a room with a balcony. Anyway, it turns out the company that I booked through, it was a little bit of a scam on their part, that they had advertised that this hotel had a balcony, but they didn't. A bit annoying, but I mean, is what it is. Got the extra money back, which is fine, but weird. Very weird. But yeah, I loved Amsterdam. I thought it was a wicked place. I have to admit, did enjoy it. Very much enjoyed it. Is it just me, or does the volume of the stream go up for a quick sec, then go back to normal? Could be me as I'm moving around. Could be the stream, a little bit of lag. Don't know. I think people can hear me fine. I know I'd soon get spammed if there was a problem. So, mate, I've read a few article that says December is a month of low liquidity but high volatility. How is that possible? Isn't more liquidity, note more volatility? No, not necessarily. I think the way to understand it maybe a little bit better is in terms of volatility, right? Let's say we're in a range, right? So price is consolidating, okay, but the actual candles, let's say, I don't know, like let's say you have a bearish candle, and then you have a bullish candle, and then you have another bullish candle, and then you have a bearish candle. Right, so let me just as an example, so let's say this candle come up, broke the high, but then closed back in the range. This candle wicked up. This bullish candle also created, bottom wick. So this is increased volatility, right? Because price is ranging, but it's breaking highs, breaking lows, consolidating hard. So it's more volatile, right? Because you could get buy stops triggered and then get stopped out and things like that. But lower liquidity is there's not the volume to break us out of this range. That's all that means. And the reason for that is what I've kind of found, or just what I've kind of learned over the years, is in terms of December, when hedge funds, institutions, when it comes to their longer term hedge positions or anything like that, December time seems to be a time where they kind of close out positions, or they even buy in again, I suppose. It all depends. But generally speaking, like, you're coming up to the holiday season, you know, there's going to be less volume, institutions and, you know, people going on holiday and stuff. So yes, there's going to be less volume in that sense. You have the idea of what I just spoke about of, you know, closing out positions. So it's that kind of thing, you know. In terms of gold, why I think gold is going to continue to dump, which it did reach our TP over here, by the way. But why I think gold is going to continue to dump is because people are going to want to get their gold sell positions, you know, closed out before the holiday season or before, you know, institutions start wrapping up, right? So this is probably why we're starting to see this heavy bearish move with gold, and you know, I think we're going to see some more downside, and then leading up to you know, mid-December, it's probably going to then at that point start to quieten down. But yeah, we've got around couple minutes left here for the stream to finish. So the sells, there's no sells right now, right? Price is moving bullish. So yeah, I think people were looking for sells. Obviously it needed to break this low, it didn't. So yeah, so anyway, let me read a couple of these and then I'm going to call it a day in a second. How often do you stream? Been looking for ages for a UK Forex streamer. So Ryan, I stream every day, Monday to Friday from 7:30 a.m. Just before London Open. Been doing this for, I don't know, it's been a couple of months now, or yeah, around a month or two. So this is going to be till as long as I can think now. So yeah, more than welcome to come down every morning on the YouTube and join us trading live. So yeah, it's fine. I just was wondering how, because I've been having ear problems. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, guys, we're going to do a little quick run through before we finish the session here today. But it's been a good day. So I know people caught sells over here. I had buys in the morning. So buys ran for 10 pips after closing 50% of the position in like a minus, you know, 1-2 pip with spread loss. So that's fine. And then the rest of the position ran to TP. So yeah, I know people took sells over here, but you know, we discussed how the range maybe wasn't big enough, but those sells did play out. So congrats to everyone who caught those sells. I think if people waiting for more sells, I think you need to wait for some resistance over here below 138,700 for price to continue further down is going to be a good idea. So gold sells also played out. So we called out gold sells this morning below 1778. So that actually ran from the original point where I would have probably liked to have taken an entry. So that ran around 100 pips. Doesn't look like a lot, but that is a lot. That's a 100 pip move there on gold right to this TP. I think we're going to see some more downside on gold, because if you look at the 4 hour, it's setting up the same structure that GJ did right over here on the 15 minute, right? Same structure on gold on the 4 hour time frame. So I think gold's going to continue further down, probably going to keep dropping. Wish I executed on this idea, but it's because it was a Monday. It's like, you know, I don't want to be over trading on a Monday. So yeah, but it was still a good idea there. So that was gold. We spoke about GJ. US30 just ranging right now. Failed to break above, failed to create establish any strong resistance really. It's just range now. So need to wait for like some form of break up. But because it's in an uptrend, it's more likely to break up, right? So I think people who trade US30 probably could expect a bit of a hard push to the upside or the downside. Looking at GCAD. GCAD sells played out today. You know, the entry was kind of called below this support because we had further clean candles to the left. So those sells ended up running for, I think we said about 40 pips, but then they ended up pushing further down for 50 pips. So 50 pip sells were called out on GCAD. Euro JPY, it was a 10 pip buy that was called out because we had price came up, broke above a weak 15-minute candle close, you know, like a doji. And then as the next one came up to break the high, we had clean traffic to hit our TP area up over at 124.950. did reach that, but then actually retraced from there and then corrected some of that move. But that would have been the buy. If that was GJ and the range was bigger, I would have been in buys all day. FTSE, looks like the FTSE starting to break down now because we have a 15-minute candle came down and broke that support. So because we have this clean traffic to the left-hand side, yeah, probably a higher probability now that the FTSE is going to continue further down to this area over here. But yeah, I mean, coming up to also the 15-minute candle on GJ, it closed with no wick to the top. So very difficult to look for an entry, but I think the best thing to do is to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. If it closes bearish, then I think there's a much higher probability we're going to retest this low and then continue further on. Have we got any questions here before I call it a day? No questions on the Zoom. YouTube, yeah, nice, we'll be here, perfect timing, awesome. Enjoy your stream, thank you, Rory. Okay, yeah, thanks very much, guys, for watching. Couple of reminders, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. We're going to do a Magic Keys giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. Mentorship reopens from the 1st of December. Make sure you check out the website. There's some free educational content on there. HFX merchandise, all that stuff. Obviously, you don't have to check it out, but just so I'm putting it out there. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming today. I think it was a good session. You know, we called out a number of trades that did play out. So yeah, really good day. Good start to the week. Little bit of profit today, but obviously we're going to be looking to come back tomorrow again, fresh, see what we can find tomorrow. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you later.
Yep, thank you. Thanks, Kelsey. Remember, guys, 7:30 a.m. from now on. 7:30 a.m. Thanks very much, guys.